Test, 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 test. Seemed all right. Test, 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 test.
Doing it or not doing it? It's like a 20-second delay. It will be a delay because you're listening on YouTube and YouTube. Yeah, that's what I mean. I can't hear
PA test, PA test. Are we just going live now? Has it been live for like... Hello and welcome to Teesside Karting. It's Saturday qualifying for 3 of our younger classes, Coma, Bambino, Honda Cadet and Intermax. The first of which is heading out onto track now. They're going to do their sort of warm-up lap and then they'll come through to start the first of their flying laps. 10-minute sessions for our classes today. Thank you for those of you that have joined us. It is a stark contrast in terms of weather conditions from the last time we were here at Teesside for a live stream, which was the Sunday of round number 2, which was a bit of a deluge. About to be joined in the commentary box by a guest commentator. We're trying to have one at every round so far this season. We had Jared Fox-Whiteley join us at round 1. Gracie Mitchell joined us at round 2. And we're going to introduce very shortly a man who's just been out. I'll say a bit tired. He has also run to the commentary box in the sun. Max Shields, welcome. Coma Bambino qualifying is just getting out. It's been a while since you were in a small car. You're still reasonably young though. 15? 15, yeah. So we're still reasonably young for Max. I'm just going to give you a little bit of volume. I don't think you had any. I think your channel was turned down. So that's better. I can hear you in my ears, which is fantastic.
I can't hear you in mine.
Can you not? We'll figure you out. It's fine. I'm normally loud enough. So that's fine, as is pointed out to me on a very, very regular basis. So Comas are out on track. We haven't got Coma timing on the screen, which is unfortunate, but we do have it here in the commentary box. At the moment, none of them have set a time yet. They're still making their way around on their first flying lap. Oliver Bullock was the first one out of the holding area. So in a few moments, we'll run you through where everybody is. Max, in terms of yourself, you've had a practice day here. You go random grids tomorrow anyway, but practice day, how's it gone?
It's been a bit of a mixed day. Started the day off really quick, and then the track slowed down a lot. And in the last session there, we were P2 by 0.006. Lennon keeping me very, very honest. Just struggling with
He's carrying a little bit of form into this, though. He had as did yourself, by the way, in the endurance series at Rower a few weeks ago. He had a strong weekend. You had a strong weekend as well. So he's coming in with a bit of confidence. Timing as it stands at the moment, Oliver Bullock sets the benchmark time with a 1:01.4. He's got half a second gap back to the returning Abel Hutton, who missed round number 2, choosing Florida over Teesside, having a holiday. Tommy Burgoyne in third, with Calais Tennant, Isaac Young, a new name to the championship in P5, Sullivan Crawford, Freddie Walker and Edward Charlton, 2 new names as well in 7th and 8th at the moment. It's been a while since you've really had to do a sprint qualifying session, Max. You've been...
No, I did one a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
I did it at Shennington for the BPC.
Yes, I forgot. They don't do randoms in that, do they?
No.
They make you work for your grid position.
Still qualified 7th, which wasn't fantastic, but...
Oh, Max not happy with 7th.
No, I was not.
Which it really suggests quite how far you've come as a driver, really, that, you know, you're not at all happy with that P7. Bullock still with the fastest time. He's improved on lap number 2. He's gone purple. So he's gone into a 1:01.308. Tommy Burgoyne closes the gap, though. He's down to a 10th. And then Abel Hutton needs to find around about half a second in this session. Still plenty of time, but the track is very, very warm today, Max. And I get the feeling, particularly in Honda Cadet, in around about 10 minutes' time, we're going to see the quick times come in the first half of the session. Yeah.
We were out then, and when I was pushing after Lennon, we were just, the tyres are getting too much air in them, too hot, and he just started to slide towards the end of the session.
I think, that, as we'll explain to the viewers at home, the more you slide, the more the tyre pressure comes up, you get more heat in them. But heat is good, but there is the top of the curve, and once you go over the top of the curve, you either have to slow down for a few laps, and when I say slow down, I mean like walking pace to let the tyres come down, but by then, your 10-minute session's done.
You can't get back up to temp if you go that low in the 10 minutes.
So it really is quite tough. Coma's will be a little bit different. They've got something else to consider in that they run an all-weather tyre with tread, so the block's going to move as well. So, the times are tumbling, but the problem that these will have as well, even with it being so warm, is that they've got such a small airbox on them that it's warm, thick air going in. It's not cool air that's going to make the engine work well, which is why we're seeing times of 1:01s where, if the sun wasn't out and it was a little bit cooler, we'd be 1 minute dead.
But because of the sun coming in and affecting the engine performance and all of these, the gap is down to 500ths now.
Yeah, so they're going to find mechanical grip in the tyre, but they're not going to find the straight line speed in the engine. So, and we've seen that throughout the day as well in Hondas who are going to be out. You obviously run 2 Honda engines on yours, but throughout the day, the warmer it's got, the track's got slower.
Times have started to drop there. Full second down from Tommy Burgoyne.
Yeah, but going down to a 1:02 in that previous lap. So I'm trying to find where he is on track to see whether he's got a little bit of traffic. He hasn't. He's got clear daylight. On camera at the moment is the 33 of Freddie Walker doing well in 4th place. His first qualifying session here at Teesside with Abel Hutton, who's jumped to the top of the timing. He's set a 1:01, pretty much a 1:01 dead. There's not even a tenth. There's half a tenth between the top 2, Abel Hutton and Tommy Burgoyne. The early pace setter, Oliver Bullock, drops down into 3rd place. But given that we've got less than a tenth between the top 3, Max, this is going to set Coma up for a really, really tight day tomorrow. Of the 33 of Freddie Walker is Abel Hutton. So this lap will be, I was about to say, this lap will be a bit slower.
That's to do they were defending on the...
As he promptly puts in a 1:08 and extends his gap at the front to just under 0.3 of a second. I thought he'd got caught up there a little bit on the way through the dog leg, but looks like he had the track position. Be interesting now to see Freddie Walker, now that Abel Hutton, the faster of the 2, currently being the provisional pole sitter, has got through.
He is keeping with him.
Whether Freddie Walker can now sort of tag on and go with would be interesting. He set a blue lap on our timing screen, which was his personal best last time round. So it's going to be interesting to see now whether he continues to improve as we have 4 minutes of this session remaining. So we're over the halfway mark, and a lot of our drivers have sort of merged together into a train, which we always know helps Comas go a little bit quicker as they push through. Let's see now whether Hutton can go even quicker, but I think Freddie Walker...
That gap has not changed much.
No, I think Walker could go quicker, and indeed does. Jumps up into second place, does Freddie Walker. Still 3/10 off Abel Hutton, but provisionally he's going to start his first race here at Teesside off the outside of the front row as it stands, pushes Tommy Burgoyne down to the inside of the second row in third place. Often, however, off standing starts when you have to take the chicane, the more advantageous position, actually, because you're on the inside. You have a shorter run to the first part of the apex of the D chicane. So don't want to take anything away there from Freddie Walker. He's putting a stellar time to get himself onto the front row. And you out there, you can't go, I'm going to set a time for P3. I want P3. It doesn't happen, does it? But he may find that he drops back at the start if he does start on the outside of the front row just because of that longer run in towards that first corner.
Well, for a debut race,
he scored a maximum point score at the first round here, all 3 heats and the final. Missed the second round, so at the moment he won't be up there in points because we haven't factored in the drop scores yet, which will get factored in, I imagine, after the double-header weekend. We'll start then factoring in some drop score provisions. We race 9 weekends here at Teesside, of which 7 count towards the championship in terms of points. Next month, a nice double-header to kick off the summer holidays for our younger drivers. So we'll be here for practice on the Friday, and then we'll be racing Saturday and Sunday. So, and also 2 days of streaming, which is going to be fantastic.
I get my summer holidays as well, Dave. I'm still well entitled to them.
Oh yes, I forget. You've been in seniors now for 2 years. I forget that you're still of school age.
I've not even done my GCSEs.
Sort it out. Is that next year?
Yes, next year.
Next year. Oh. Say.
No, I think we'll go.
I think we'll go.
We've already been discussing that this year, and we think we may have to focus more on BPEC rounds and maybe drop the start couple of T-sides if we come, and then...
Whilst you do some exams, I'll talk him round. Well, I'll talk him round on it. You'll be doing every round next year, I promise you. Every round. Abel Hutton still with the fastest time, with 1 minute and 20 remaining in this qualifying session. And what we haven't seen is anybody going any quicker. You'll see on our timing, in which you'll be able to see as well, live.alphatiming.co.uk/SGP, is that a lot of the times are set on sort of like lap 6, and a few of the drivers on lap 3 before that. A few of them as well, early doors, have set fast times right at the start, their fastest. And what we're now seeing is what I fear will happen in Honda. So I've been proved wrong as a commentator, and it won't be the last time either.
Well, it's now their first time they've finally got through that traffic there, but I think, yeah, you're right, the air has gotten a bit too thick now.
Yeah, Oliver Bullock has been out at the front. He set the quicker times at the start, but he has been the effectively de facto track leader. He was first out. He's not had anybody to chase down through the entirety of this session, whereas Abel Hutton has, and then he's caught some traffic on the way through, but that's also dragged him along as well. It's like you always go quicker when you've got a target in front of you.
It's always the hardest because you don't have to pick a brake marker when you're behind someone. You don't have to pick where you're going to set off, where to hit. You can see where they make the mistake, you don't make it. It's always easier when you're in front, when you're behind, sorry.
Yeah, checkered flag is out, so this will be the final flying lap for all of our drivers. Oliver Bullock was the first to set a time, and he will be the first to complete the qualifying session. Can he improve from 4th place? He needs to find a few tenths and does not. He will start P4 at best. We'll wait for the rest of the field to come through. The top 4 remain as they were. Calais Tennant can't improve either, and he will start in 5th place. I'm sure he won't be too pleased with that after a good performance here at round number 2. He's going to go off the inside of row number 3. We still wait for Isaac Young and Sullivan Crawford. They've both come out of hairpin number 4 and are heading up towards the timing line now. Will we see any improvements from the drivers currently in 6th and 7th place?
Abel Hutton's celebrating. He knows he's put a good...
No, that's Oliver Bullock. He seems to be... He's either
Abel
happy...
did throw a hand up when he came past.
Yeah, he's either really happy that he's just finished the session, he's having a great day, because he won't know where he's qualified yet. What you will see in a few moments, we follow him around, they all come over the start line, and they all slow down and have a look at the big timing screen we have in the middle of the track. and all have a quick look up. It's not a problem for the Bambinos, but later on when Honda Cadet do it, and there's a train of carts in the pit lane waiting to get weighed, and they're all looking to the right.
Instead of looking at...
Yeah, and you never see, nonetheless, Bullock is still incredibly happy with that session.
I think he could be happy with track position there.
Yeah, just enjoying his day, isn't he? I think more people should do that.
You're here to have fun.
That's what I'm saying. Just enjoy your day. And Oliver Bullock clearly happy there. So final qualifying positions for our Coma Bambinos. Abel Hutton will start the day on pole position tomorrow morning. Freddie Walker alongside a debut front row for Freddie in the 33. Tommy Burgoyne and Oliver Bullock on row number 2. Calais Tennant and Isaac Young, row 3. Sullivan Crawford and Edward Charlton on row number 4. Going to see if anybody's dipped in. Oh, yes. Ollie Crumpton is in the live chat, and that explains why he's not here this weekend. He's decided to break his leg. And when I say that, I mean, I don't think at any point he thought, nothing to do this afternoon, I'll break my leg. But nonetheless, he has broke it, which is unfortunate, and also explains why Ollie's not here in the number 55 Honda Cadet. Normally occupies a berth in the top paddock here at Teesside. So we wish him all the very best. Too bad, but nonetheless, hopefully we'll see. Having a quick look at the holding area at the moment for our Honda Cadet class. The left lane normally is allowed out first. It's just the way it's done because it converges rather tight, and it looks like it will be Edward Rye in the 66 who will lead us out for their 10-minute qualifying session here. And he is followed by the number 13 of Joshua Sullivan, who will be looking to get back on form after, at least in his eyes, a very, very disappointing round number 2. The first round since October 2022 that he didn't win a heat or final, and the first round since April 2023 that he didn't stand on the podium here at Teesside, ending the day in 4th place. Will be looking to get his championship challenge back on course.
Already looking very strong through hairpin 3 and 4, already pushing the leader.
So him and Rye, I get the feeling here there's going to be a bit of a push job between the two of them. They were both quick in official practice. Rye second, Sullivan third. Noah Clark, who will run the T plate and also maybe registered as well under the number 144. We'll wait for timing and see what he's under T144. So he's covered. He was quickest in the official practice earlier on, where we make sure that the transponder, the little box on the back of the seat that tells everybody the time that they're doing and tells us the time as well. So we make sure that works nicely. And so he was the fastest in that session. Had some troubles earlier on in the day. Damaged a hub in one of the practice sessions. Came in with his wheel wobbling to on the left rear, but that looks like it's been fixed by his mechanic and Mum Sam, and we are setting our benchmark times. We'll wait for everybody to set a time, and 90% of the field, because Max Taddy's decided, the current championship leader, that he's going to go out on his own and try and set some time in clear air. So we're going to see how he goes. The rest of the field coming through. Benchmark time at the moment set by Rye with a 48.4. Luka Bachuev, the final winner from round number 2, is currently in second place. Then it's Sullivan, Clark, Ollie Carter up into P5 with his first time on the board. Aaron Berridge, Scarlett Whittaker-Dunn, who's running a fresh engine this weekend. Hugo McCluskey and then Peter Webster. It was Dexter Petty on the periphery of the top 10. Max Taddy, the final driver to set a time, jumps up to P6.
A lot of drivers going through South Bank. I don't know if you saw it a lap before. He invited him down his inside, and then he cancelled it at the last minute. But unfortunately, he was already down in the inside of him there.
I think there's a lot of drivers. They're not going to squabble for track position, but what they are doing is trying to find enough space on track where they can set a time, but also not be impeded by anybody on the next lap. It's a very different game qualifying. It's a little bit chess-like in that you only have to set one quick time. That's the thing. It doesn't matter when you set it.
Mascot down there and did not acquire any form of tow.
Change at the top, Max, and then change again.
Sullivan taking it briefly in pole, but before Hugo McCluskey just pipped him 700ths of a second, less than the blink of an eye.
Yeah, McCluskey dips down into the 47s. Two drivers in the 47s, McCluskey and Sullivan. Rye in third. Tom Nichols up into P4. Luca Bachuev, Noah Clark, Scarlett Whittaker Dunn, Ollie Carter, Peter Webster, and Max Taddy, who's running a bit of an offset session here because he hasn't set his third fastest time yet because he's just crossing the line now, and he jumps back up into P7.
Is this Max Taddy one who's gone out on his own?
Yes, Taddy's gone out on his own, but at some point he will start catching people and benefiting from a bit of a tow in front of him as it comes. We've got a driver off. Have we? No. Oh, yes, we have, actually. It was Thomas Harper in the 156. Returning to Honda this weekend, raced Intermax at the last round, and looks like either went wide at hairpin 1 to allow some people through or had a slight off. Couldn't see because there's a pillar in the corner of the commentary box, and he decided to have his incident right behind it. Very inconsiderate there of Thomas Harper. PB this time round for Edward Rye. No improvement in track position, though, but does go slightly quicker in third place. This now is where we're going to see if anybody's gone really low on tyre pressures and gets up. And
Sullivan with a personal best, but it's now 200ths behind Hugo McCluskey. McCluskey can't improve. Edward Rye, a little bit slower than his previous lap.
A tenth further back. So Sullivan still improving beyond the point almost where I thought people were going to start plateauing. But we're still seeing a lot of blue times on timing, which is personal best for our drivers. Just having a look at the moment to see if there's anybody out of position, as in further up than what they would normally be running. Scarlett Whittaker Dunn inside the top 10. Ollie Carter, Peter Webster as well. At the moment on timing, it's showing as Martin Pearson. That's
behind Sullivan now with the tow.
Well, we're going to see. I watched them two earlier on in practice, and what we do find with them is that Rye seems to be stronger in certain parts than Sullivan and vice versa, and what we don't want is to start hold each other up. However, I think that may have had a little bit of a conflab on the dummy grid and gone, look, I'll do half a session and you do half a session, and we'll see where we go with it. At the moment, though, Hugo McCluskey still with the benchmark time, one of only two drivers in the sub-48 club at the moment. Luca Bachuev set a personal best last time round with a 48.1. There's no improvement for neither Sullivan nor Rye, and the times seem to be dropping by a few tenths off people's bests. I'm not sure we're going to see many blue times this time round. Yellow flag, we've got a driver off on the outside of the national loop being pushed back into pit lane, and it's the driver of the number well, I say 33, but that's Ollie Carter, and that's not Ollie Carter. So it's Albie Cam, currently in 24th place at the moment, will not improve from that position. Only drivers last time round, Max setting personal best. Aaron Berridge, P11, Jensen Whitehead, P16, Max Taddy, P7. As the leaders at the front, Sullivan has to go round the outside of a driver in front, and the two of them have probably lost around about half a second there, but now will have track position. Sullivan, though, I don't think will improve this time round because he was wide over start finish chicane, but they have managed to stay together in this sort of train of trying to work toward themselves towards the front. Thomas Harper improved last time round as well in 21st place. Race winner here at Teesside, but as his dad will openly tell us, is currently around about 10 kilos over the weight limit. This will be his last year in Honda Cadet. Just wanted to come back and race this massive grid of Hondas here at Teesside, and is being hampered a little bit by the fact as well that in terms of his actual height, he's probably almost similar to your height. He's a bit of a human windbreak down the back straight as well, but he'll be moving up. He'll be in juniors this time next year, I think, will Thomas Harper.
Any clue whether he's jumping to junior pro kart or junior road tax?
I think he may go junior road tax. And I'm sure his dad won't mind because he's tried Honda, Intermax, R200 Honda. He races Tillotson T4 as well. There's half a chance he'll turn up in a pro car at some point.
He's been through the rainbow cars, hasn't he?
He does like to keep his options open. Personal best last time for Tom Nichols, currently down in P5, having run as high as P4 earlier on, but with a 48.221, was the quickest of all the drivers on track last time round.
He must have gone really low on pressures there.
I'm now starting to put in times towards the tail end of the session. Minute and 40 remaining. Still, Sam Dixon looks like he could be on for his highest qualifying position so far here at Teesside in P13, the driver of the 76 kart. Just looking further down, Sebastian McCarthy probably a little bit out of position, 22nd for him. Would have expected to see him in that sort of 15th, 16th region, as on screen we see our provisional pole sitter Hugo McCluskey in the green kart 04, being pushed along by the T-plate of Noah Clark. He's currently in P6 at the moment. We'll see whether this will be... Well, it won't be the last time for these drivers crossing the line now to improve, but it will be the last time for the drivers further down, those that came out of the dummy grid towards the tail end of the field. They will set their final time, they will commence their final lap roughly, I'll say in around about 10 seconds time. So I think anybody after, I think that is Sam Dixon in the 76 coming through now, Max. I think everybody else now, they're going to struggle to get around 45 seconds on the clock. This will be their final bite of the cherry. Some of our other drivers are going to get two further tries at improving. Noah Clark improves this time round in terms of time. He goes up from P6 into P5. Demotes Tom Nichols another place. Max Taddy improving as well. Oh, we've got a bit of a disagreement down the back straight. Piers Whitehead there doesn't appear to be too happy. Layla Berryman, the driver in the pink helmet, as Thomas Harper peels off into the pit lane early. He's not going to improve. He's going to start the day tomorrow in 22nd place at best. Keep an eye out for the checkered.
Lots can make it.
We do. It's Tristan Gilfillan got through just in time. Sam Dixon, he takes the checkered flag. P13, provisionally at the moment. Layla Berryman and Piers Whitehead, 15th and 17th, respectively. As we see a nice paddock shot, that's down at Rib Bend. You'll see more of that at the British 24-hour on the 10th and 11th of August. We still await for our front runners. Max Taddy crosses the line, no improvement. The championship leader will start P7 tomorrow. Definitely one to watch though, Max, from there. As Sullivan and Rye cross the line, no improvement for them either. Keep an eye out for Hugo McCluskey and Noah Clark. Luka Bachuev's the one to watch though. He's currently on the bubble. P4 at the moment. Let's see whether he can improve at the final opportunity. He's crossing the line now and doesn't look particularly quick on this lap. 51.9, so no improvement for Bachuev. It's going to be a big jump for the rest of them. I think that is the final one through. There is Tristan Gilfillan. And Hugo McCluskey will start on pole for the first time here at Teesside Autodrome. A 47.910 puts him in the pole position berth. The reigning champion Joshua Sullivan will start alongside Edward Rye and Luka Bachuev on row number 2. Then it's going to be Noah Clark and Tom Nichols on row 3. Max Taddy starts in P7, the championship leader. Ollie Carter will start alongside. The top 10 completed by Scarlett Whittaker-Dunn and a career best qualifying for Peter Webster in the 25. Aaron Berridge, a driver who ran inside the top 5 at the last round. He'll be disappointed with P11, but can definitely make inroads from there. And my qualifier of the day, Ethan Pearson, in the 77, going off P12 tomorrow. That'll be his highest starting position as well. The rest of the grid, Sam Dixon, Dexter Petty, 13th and 14th. Then it's Layla Berryman and Jensen Whitehead, Piers Whitehead, and Tristan Gilfillan, with Sebastian McCarthy and Jake Gibbon completing the top 20 for tomorrow's race. Then it's going to be Dylan Slack, who debuts in the 53 in 21st. Thomas Harper, Isaac Welburn, and Albie Cam, who only finished half the session, so could have probably gone quicker towards the end, but only got 6 laps in. Then it's Andrew McCrossan, Alfie Keeling, Harry Scrafton, and Jacob McDonald rounding out your grid. Just having a look down, Tom. You're not Tom. Tom's with me tomorrow. You're Max. Terribly sorry. Don't look at me like that.
Comparing me to Tom.
I am. You're both equally as handsome. I will leave the viewers at home to figure out whether I mean that genuinely or not. The top 17 in that session, Max, split by less than a second. Just shows how close this Honda Cadet grid is. But it's going to be Hugo McCluskey going off pole position tomorrow. A surprise package, really, because generally when you're watching it, you sort of focus on the more established names. But I've watched him through the Winter Series at other tracks, and so particularly if you watch back the final round here last year, we were watching the front, and then all of a sudden, Hugo McCluskey at the time, P12, bang, fastest lap. So he's certainly got it in him as Hugo McCluskey. So congratulations to him. As at the moment, we'll just see all of our drivers. What's happening here? And I don't know if we'll be able to cut to it. I'll say it right about now, and it would have been perfect if it went, there we go, straight into the paddock. Carts are coming in this bottom right-hand corner down here, and what you'll see, they'll be going over the weighbridge, making sure they're up to that minimum weight for our drivers. We've got a slightly, I was going to say smaller, but I'm going to say cute grid of Intermaxes, and they're heading out already onto track. So we only have 4 of them here this weekend, but don't let that take away from the fact that I think Joey Swan and William Collinson, 2 graduates straight out of Honda Cadets and into Inters, have been very, very evenly matched throughout practice, as has Grayson Crawford. So I don't think there's going to be a lot between the 3 of the 4 in Intermax.
Ooh, Swan's going slow down the back straight.
He is going slow down the back straight, Max. Great spot. I mean, he does make it easy for us. He's gone for the bright orange helmet. He's probably the easiest.
Fluoro pink parts.
Yeah, makes it nice and easy to spot. I think
he's going very slowly.
There he is. I don't know whether he's had a plug issue. Could have oiled up, but if he has, he just needs to keep blipping that throttle and going. He could just be making himself.
He seems to be going now. He must just be going for a gap.
Go. Look, I think he wants to go on his own and just wants some gap. So he's just opened it up a little bit. Well, they've got around about 30 seconds before Grayson Crawford, the first one out the gate,
the field was very spread out when they came out. Anyway, I'm not too sure why he wanted such a big gap, considering the slipstream is probably worth.
I'd have gone a little bit. Yeah, I'd have probably had a few laps, I think, behind William Collinson, and then if you're not happy, then really drop back, because now he doesn't have an option now. He's out there on his own, as is the rest of them, actually. I think this is going to be really interesting, because what you'll often find through qualifying sessions is the slipstream helps, and you don't always get a true representation of individual pace because of that slipstream. Here, we're going to get to see a representation of that pace. Grayson Crawford sets the time to beat 45.858, immediately eclipsed by the final driver.
Rubbish.
Yeah, we know nothing. Well, me, I'm not. This is your first go. I'm going to. I've got form.
A few years of experience, Dave.
Nice way of saying that. I'm old, Max.
No, I would never say you're old, Dave.
Thanks, mate.
I am calling you Dave, though.
That's not a problem. I've been called a lot worse, normally by my wife. I like her. She's nice.
Ashton's quite a nice woman. Right?
She is. I'm going to let her know that you said that she's only quite nice, not really nice.
Well,
dig yourself out of that one, Max.
Well, I called you quite young.
Yes, you did. You're
quite can mean many things.
It's ambiguous, isn't it? It leaves an open thing. Right, just having a quick look at the timing. We'll come back to Max in a moment. I do want to have a quick chat with him. Joey Swan improves again with a 45.3. He's got half a second, in fact, to Grayson Crawford, then William Collinson and River Bell in terms of timing. Max, you'll be back here, obviously, for the double header. The double header, though, does precede what is widely regarded by everybody in the world, or at least me, the greatest spectacle for me in endurance racing in the UK. Don't need the C1s or anything like that. It's here where we have
Joey Swan round.
Oh yes, good spot. We were shooting the breeze as Joey Swan had a little pirouette at hairpin 3. So continuing to push. William Collinson's caught up onto the back of River Bell, so he's going to have to try and find a way through as Joey Swan crosses the line. He's not going to improve this time round. Yeah, we've got Pro Kart, which you're in, mixed as well with the addition of, at the moment on the entry list, 59 hire kart entries for the British 24-hour race. I think we're at 26 owners as well, taking the entry to 88 entries, or in the region of that sort of area. I think I was looking at, I think it's 85, 86 entries. I think we might see 1 or 2 more owners get on the list
They always come in late
towards the end. Yeah, they do. They'll probably already know they're doing it, and they'll go, oh yeah, we need to put our entry in fully. But it's a superb weekend. Last year, the team here at Teesside went to superlative lengths, really, to get us racing. In terms of, at the minute we can see track in front of the commentary box. We couldn't see any of that when we started the work last year to get the race on. All being well, we can put an advance order in for some of this weather. We definitely want some of this for the British 24. It'd be lovely. Bit warm for me. I'm bald. You have to respect the sun. Wear sunscreen, ladies and gentlemen.
Starting to go.
Yeah, so that event, Max, obviously, and you'll probably be here from Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, quite early. To get set up and ready.
Get set up, get some practice in as well, because obviously we use this part of the track, and then we get to the national loop and we go, don't fancy that, and we go left down paddock towards Rib Bend, the mountain section, and then down the back straight to give us the full track here at Teesside. It's been a tough few years for the 24. The entries have been brilliant, but we've not been helped at all by the weather.
Weather's ruined it. I've never done a full 24-hour UK in Teesside. I've attempted 2 now, and I've not done one full
No,
one.
I think the last time it probably didn't rain would have been 2021. It was either 20. Yeah, 20. It was either 2020 or 2021. My first on commentary was 2019. It rained at around about 5 in the morning. I remember it well because my good friend Steve Thompson, who you'll know from Team Keen in BPEC, was the fastest driver on track by an absolute mile. Was just unbelievably quick. Him and Scottish. He was quick as well.
I was behind him at Rower at the 12-hour in the wet, and he is another class when it comes to wet weather driving.
William Collinson and Joey Swan have found each other again on track, despite ourselves earlier saying that they wouldn't find each other, but obviously Joey has a little off earlier on, didn't he? So we'll see now whether William Collinson can use some additional slipstream, because he did set a personal best last time round with a 46.4, took him to within half a second of Grayson Crawford. River Bell with a personal best as well with a 48.057, needs to find around about a second and a half to promote herself off 4th place. There is your provisional pole sitter on screen going round that national loop that you won't be using in a few months' time. So we had through the chicanes, and even they're a different corner at the 24, because when you go round the national loop, you don't even straighten up, you just keep it turned and in you go, whereas you're coming down the back straight at probably an extra 10, 15 mile an hour. Yeah. So it's a different corner completely, isn't it? Different corner to South Bank, which Joey Swan is taking very, very wide this time with a really late apex in.
It seems to be working wonders for him.
Cart's got some grip, hasn't it? He can fire his way out. Let's see whether he's going to improve. He's had a few laps either behind traffic or having spins, so does improve. He's heading back towards where his early times were, but again, we had Crawford with his fastest on lap 2. We've got Swan on 5. And then your 2 other drivers, William Collinson and River Bell, going probably the other way in terms of tyre pressures. I think they've gone lower because now with 3 minutes to go, they're starting to plug in faster laps.
But as we have discussed, they're now in the road taxis. They've got radiators on, haven't they? And they've reached a peak temperature to where they can work. And I haven't actually seen if his flap's up or not. But if he's got his flap up, that means his engine's getting too hot now and he can't keep up.
Crawford's got his up, and let's have a quick look, see whether Swan has as well. You can see it there, just to the right-hand side of the driver. It's a very, very narrow Intermaxes before they go into juniors, and looks like everybody now has got them up. To be fair, it's this sort of temperature. You're getting in that sort of region where you're struggling to get the engine cooled down enough for the next session an hour or so later. We've seen it before on some practice days where, particularly when you go on a test day and there's a fast rotation on track, that you sort of have to miss a session every now and again just to keep your engine at a reasonable operating temperature. There's Swan on screen. See, heads up to South Bank again. A very, very wide entry in. Hasn't really found the apex on the inside there. I don't know whether he could maybe... He's only a 10th on the last lap, Max, off his fastest lap, and he's going in probably an extra 30 metres round South Bank.
I have a feeling that he could be going for a very late apex, and we'll see if he can prove us wrong on that faster lap. Faster again, I think that wide line could work wonders. You never know. He might be carrying more speed around.
With 2 minutes to go, I don't know. One lap slightly slightly earlier in and see whether the shorter route works better on time. I don't know. At the moment, he's got quite a cushion, though, 0.6 of a second to Grayson Crawford. Doesn't really need to go any quicker than where he is at the moment, does Joey Swan. He can just enjoy himself as we drop back to focus on...
He seems to have taken your advice as he's tightened that up quite a bit.
We'll have a look this time to see whether he... You'll see that sticker kit being used quite a lot tomorrow. Holly with pink lining on it. We've got William there in the light in the sky. Why not?
What's wrong with a bit of gold?
Well, absolutely not. If you win it, you deserve it. So take it.
Our original sticker kit, that used to be covered in gold.
It does. Now it's just your helmet now, isn't it?
Just my helmet now. I haven't even got gold gloves. I've got white gloves now.
So you've had that helmet, what, for like 6 months? You must be due.
Second year now.
Yeah, no, I was exaggerating just slightly. 30 seconds to go as Swan crosses the line. He's going to have one more opportunity, as will William Collinson. River Bell's going to be quite tight for getting around. I think she'll be okay. Grayson Crawford, on the other hand, might see the checkered flag before time, although he was the first one out of the dummy grid, so it looks like everybody's going to get 13 laps in, but as we mentioned earlier on lap number 2, nobody else has improved beyond lap 8. Crawford will not improve on his time, and he'll start the day tomorrow on the outside of the front row provisionally, unless William Collinson can find more time. Needs 0.4 of a second. There he is in the 74 machine, coming out of hairpin number 4. Help bring the time down, and doesn't. He's slower this time round by 1.5 seconds or so. It looks like he eased off the gas early. River Bell will close with a 49.1. Her best time, a 47.8. So she's dropped away towards the end of that session as well. Doesn't look like we've had any improvement beyond lap number 8 of our drivers setting 13 times for all of them. Max, before we head off back into the paddock, I'm sure you've got plenty of work. I'm sure you'll help your dad clean that car nut and bolt, and it'll be shiny.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully it'll be clean when I get back, though.
Yeah, your face said a completely different story.
I do hope it's clean when I get back.
Yes.
I don't mind giving him a hand, but...
I think we're on the PA, so be careful what you see. He can hear this. No, he can't hear this. We're not on the PA. I was thinking, if he's on the PA, and he might just stop working and be like, that's Max's half. You can do that bit.
I helped him put it together.
You did, because you're on a new frame this weekend, aren't you? Not that I don't want to tell any paddock secrets, but...
Yeah, it was more of it. The frames don't make much of a difference. It was more of just a feel thing. We just felt maybe we could do something new, and it seems to have come alive. But
yeah, pace-wise throughout practice has looked good for yourself. Certainly from the bits that I've been watching. So going into this race weekend, we've had heat wins. The final win in the class that you're in now, having won the championship last year, it's there. It's on the cusp. I think it's just a matter of time. This weekend,
we'll have to have a look. I know Connor can probably hear this if we are on the PA, and I'm very close friends. He's my mentor. He taught me everything I know now. He taught me to drive. Literally, I can monster a kart like he does. But soon it should be time to try get past him.
Yeah, well, we will see. So the qualifying sessions come to a close here at Teesside in superb conditions. Credit to whomever's had the big mower out this week and trimmed that grass down nicely. The track is looking fantastic. And Stephen, Mr. Mower, which I believe is, I think we could champion that. He could be this generation's Mr. Motivator.
We're going to need a video.
for joining in the commentary box. Loving these Saturdays. Not that I want to do Tom out of a job. He'll be arriving this evening and he'll be on commentary with us tomorrow. We'll be back on the TSK Motorsport media page on YouTube. Thank you for everybody that's watched. Give us a subscribe, and we'll be looking forward to you joining us in the live chat for 3 heats and a final tomorrow. Max, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the commentary box. Thank you very much for taking the time to come see me.
Thank you for taking the time to come see me. It's coming in here.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you tomorrow for some racing here from Teesside Autodrome.